Come on in. It's Laird Joe. Hope you're having a beautiful night. Gonna come in and do some collective energy read and healing. Yeah. Let me know how things are in your little neck of the woods, in your part of the world. Come on in. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and kind of let things situate. The world energy is heavy and chaotic right now, so drink your water, breathe, meditate, try to relax where you can. Yeah. Let's see. What deck do I want? I think we're going to start with Mystical Shaman Oracle. See what words of advice we need tonight, if any. All right. Mystical Shaman Oracle. Let's see what we need to know. Let's see what I need to know, because apparently my energy is just all over the place. So let's see what needs to be said. Hunter, 27, 9. How are we gathering all of the pieces, all of the parts, all of the things that we would like for our lives? The Hunter, how are we putting in place all of the pieces that we need? 36, the middle world. Is Earth not the middle world? Are we not stuck somewhere between heaven and hell? And our goal on this path is to become the hunters of our own life. Travel to the middle world. Travel to our middle world and figure out what it is that we want to gather to go forward for our journey and our trip. So, let's see. My name is Laird Joe. I am SirenSong lover. Hope you're having a beautiful night. If you want to come in and chat, that would be wonderful. 32, Luminous Warrior. We'll just take that as confirmation for me. I am the Luminous Warrior. This is knowing that the light is within you. You are the warrior, the shepherd of your own life. You are the light that you need to see. Okay. So as we travel into that middle world, we realize that we carry the light within us that we seek outside of ourselves. And in order to become centered and one, we need to realize that the light we seek is not without, it is within. The drum, 15 and 6. How are you listening to your internal call? How are you listening to the beating of your own drum to drive your path home? This picture on this card is beautiful, and looking at it, it's like he's half man, half eagle. So the drum again is using your higher knowledge to call in with that eagle eye perspective what your human form may want and desire more in life. The Witness, 64, 10, or 1, the Witness. Should you be willing to do the hard things and bear witness to life's challenges, you will find your path home. You will find your way home. Be willing to be a participant in your life and witness what is going on. 37, the Moon, 10 and 1, closing out chapters, closing cycles that are no longer part of this progress right now. Pachamama, 4, tapping into your foundation, tapping into your base, into your inherent wisdom, knowledge of old self. That's Pachamama to me, that's Earth Mothers. How do you tap into that divine, ancient, old wisdom knowledge that you have within yourself? Fire, 19. Again, this is 19, 1, 10, closing out chapters, cycles. How are you stoking the fires, the path within inside of you? Fire, your internal child. How are you feeding and nurturing your inner child? How are you becoming the shepherd and the earth keeper, number 18 and 9? How are you the driver of your own life? That is the biggest thing we all need to learn, is that we are our own illustrators, authors, guides, gods, everything. We are the earth keepers. We are the Pachamama. We are the wisdom. You need to start tapping into your divine wisdom and knowledge. And I love that on the bottom of the deck for confirmation was completion with 9. Closing out those chapters. That is the snake eating the snake. It's that divine knowledge, that internal wisdom that you are the creator of your own life. You are your own magician. Start acting like it. All right. Let's see, completion popped out again. So close out the chapters in your life that are no longer suiting you and serving you. Start putting your needs, wants, desires, love ahead of everything else. Go within to find what you need and want. 20, go with the flow. Water flows and ebbs. So I love that we have water energy, we have passion energy for fire, we have earth. Use all of the elements. That's 17 and breaks out to 8. Earth is pentacles and karma. The hummingbird is also 26 and 8. And this is speaking to going with the flow and cultivating your earthly pentacles and cultivating that embodiment of closing out chapters that no longer fit. I'm gonna take a sip of water after all of that chatting. Okay, let's see. Just have a little low here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if there's any other messages in here. Otherwise, we're gonna pull a different deck. Hope you're having a beautiful night. Let's see what messages flew out onto the floor. It is the spiral. Ironic that the spiral fell on the floor for 55. How do you need to change your life, or how has healing changed you? The spiral is a beautiful message that we aren't at the same point that we started at. Like, everyone wants to think that healing is linear, and really it's not. It's not. So it's a spiral. How, as you get further and further away from the center or the beginning, how does it look different? And how much further have you moved? So when you look at your life and you're like, I haven't gone anywhere. No, when you look at it, your life and healing is like a spiral staircase. And the point of things that have come around to hurt you, that's a point where you get to learn, like, do I want to keep doing this? Or is it time to choose a new path? The Holy Mountain, 25, breaks out to 7. How are you using the choices, the options, the materials that you have within you, within your environment, to create your mountain, to create your pentacles, to create your stability? What choices are you making today that are going to be the basis for your future? Are you building with good material? The owl, 39, which will break out to 12, which will go to 3. This is communication. How are you using wisdom and communication? In whichever form that you're getting it, how are you using it for wisdom and to build, again, your holy mountain? When you look at the choices in your life and you want to build a new direction, are you using wisdom and discernment? Are you using the knowledge that has been provided for you? Or do you need to seek higher knowledge? 47, 11, 2, the smoky mirror. Are you looking in the mirror and seeing an accurate representation? Or are you looking in the mirror and seeing smoke and mirrors? This also is the duality of life. How are you half in and half out? How are you embodying both the masculine and the feminine? How are you night and day? Hi, how are you, Vessel in Time? I'm here. It's been a busy day. And I love that this card just flew out for confirmation. Many paths, number 7. So we have many choices, many paths to get to the end result. So while it may be a busy day, it all gets us to the end. All right. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right. Hopefully the weather is treating you well wherever you are today. Let's see what other cards we have that want to come out to join us. So sometimes when everything looks blocked, this has happened so many times in the past, the last few years for me. It's like I'll try to look at it every different way to make it fit, and it's not meant to. So it's like it'll be a dead end, but it's not meant to. And that's your point to like step back and go, okay, if I'm pushing and pushing and pushing and everything's not working, I need to step back and breathe and take a moment to recollect myself, because maybe this isn't the path. And if I just relax and have fun and breathe, there's a hidden path that will open up for you. So sometimes it's like we're pushing, all the paths don't lead anywhere. If you just stop, and then if like, imagine like you're just tapping into your higher self and that path will open. And that may sound hippie woo-woo. It works. I've had it happen. I'm very stubborn. And I'll be like, I need to be here. I need to do this. I need to blah, 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 blah. And then finally I'll be like, okay, I can't do that. And then I'll redirect. I'm like, why did I spend so long trying all these other paths when I just needed to wait? All right, let me see what other paths come out. What other messages besides many paths? And it flew out at me, Vessel in Time. So that many paths, maybe you just need to pause and look, because I bet you there is a path, but you're just stressed out because everything else seems to not be working. So the ancient ones, this is tapping into that divine old knowledge. Tapping into that knowledge that, yes, it all looks like this right here, but not everything, especially in this world right now, is as it seems. There are a lot of veils that were over our eyes that are now coming off. So sit deep in that ancient knowledge that everything's coming to light. Everything that's been kept veiled is coming to light. The seer, 45, 9. So the seer, again, everything that you've been witnessing that you can actually put your finger on is going to come like just straight out into the light for you to see. So never doubt your intuition, your knowledge that the path will open. Let's see. Let's see. I am Lara Jo, SirenSong lover, pulling some cards. If you have any questions, come on in. If you'd like, you can tip. I always appreciate sewing into my ministry, or I'm on Cash App at SirenSong lover, capital S, for siren, capital S for song, capital L for lover. And we are in the Mystic Shaman Oracle deck currently. So, yeah. Ooh, okay. The lower world. 31, and it goes to 4. And okay, so ironically, this is 31 and 4. This is the lower world. So you have to access all of the things that have kept you in lower vibrational. And 59 for the upper world, like they came out stacked back to back. So the fact that those came back to back, like you have to travel to the lower realms, to all those things that kept you in misery, to be able to ascend to the upper world or the upper realms. And it goes for the fact that in order to have really tall, like tree limbs, we must have deep roots. So in order to keep reaching higher and keep reaching bigger goals, it is in the low enough realm. In order to keep reaching those, you have to be able to learn the lessons and dig deeper too. The card that came out with this also was in the confirmations. And the confirmations for myself right now are just crazy bananas. Vision Quest, the Vision Quest number 60, and that's 6, and that's family, that's obligations, our relations. That's how are we holding the broader vision of what we want for our future and not what we've only known in our past. And the card that like just came, 49 for soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. 49 is 13, which is 4. Again, our bases, our foundation. So, if you've made it this far in the journey, which hopefully you have, and life is just crazy right now. But in order to ascend, which if you don't know about ascension, we can talk about it. If you know about ascension and you love it, can we talk about it? Any part of that. But in order to ascend, in order to get out of Earth, because Earth truly is a prison planet, you have to learn all of those lessons and let go of all of those lessons, transmute those, alchemize those. You are the magician of your own life. Make sure that you've taken care of all the things in the past so they don't keep hurting you. If you don't recognize your shadow side, you'll keep going out and doing bad things thinking that you're a good person. And yes, we are all good, but we also need to recognize that we also have a shade of bad too. So you have to be willing to sit with your shadows and no longer entertain them in order to maintain that vision, in order to go back and retrieve your soul and go to the higher, the upper realms. You've got to be willing to traverse the lower realms first, and that's our shadow side and our physical side, our physical body, vessel, and time. I love to be able to put this point out there, is that our physical body is the shackles that keep us chained to bad behavior. I've watched it within my families, I've watched it within myself, I've watched it within all of my friends. It's like our body becomes the prisoner, the cage of from our mind. So when we feel bad about situations and we use exactly though, the deeper it goes, but like as we do our shadow work, and a lot of my really deep shadow work got into childhood stuff. It was like I realized I was eating this specific candy because it was a trigger to my childhood triggers. And then when I started realizing that I don't need to eat that candy, I just need to feel my feelings of sadness, let it go, and then not keep perpetuating overeating or overindulging because I'm sad. Yeah, I'm super, super happy. Okay, so shadow work, come on, man. As we dig further, the higher we can fly. Yes, childhood trauma, we are all carrying it so heavy, and it's being willing to let it go, being willing to sit with that childhood trauma and realize that the people that said that they loved you the most didn't love you the most, or the people that were sent to protect you didn't protect you. And I mean, I've been guilty of my own stuff as a mother. Like my children had given me a hard time because I didn't break the curses that I should have. And it's realizing now late in the game that, man, my mom was really messed up, not because she wanted to be, but she was really messed up, and then I was really messed up, and then I was really messed up towards my children. Yeah, I understand. I lost everything too from doing shadow work and uncovering my childhood, yet I realized that those were all people, places, things, habits that were making me sick. So shadow work is really hard and you lose a lot of things, but then you also realize you were losing people that were making you sick, that were perpetuating your sickness. And if people truly loved you, and if you truly loved yourself, and I've had that conversation so many times too, is like, if I really loved myself, I wouldn't be in this situation. Like when you start realizing that I lost all of that too, man. I lost my family, I lost my children, I lost my home, I lost my finances, I lost my sanity, I lost health insurance, everything. I went rock bottom, and yet it was still better than living in that toxic family. I lost my kids, and that was probably about the hardest thing I've ever had happen. And that was also those are also soul lessons. These are all soul contracts. It doesn't make it any easier, but that's also learning to transcend above guilt and shame, and it's all part of it though. I'm not the only person that's gone through this. A lot have, and most people aren't brave enough to speak about it. And people aren't brave enough to like stand up. Like my family turned awful against me. Like they tried to do everything to end me and still continue. They turned my children against me when I decided like I don't want to play anymore. My family turned my kids against me and the person that I love the most. I don't know. I think another healer on the path said a really good thing is that, he's like, you've experienced so much, so that way you can hold space. And when people come to you with heavy tragedy, like, because you've experienced it. So, yeah. You know what, though? That brother, they'll eat their words for turning the whole family against you. I promise. I've watched it play out. There's so much heavy karma going on within my family right now. And I'm like, man, you guys chose the wrong side. You should have stayed with me instead of turning and joining that camp, because the people that turn, like, when your family turns people against you, those people will turn against them also. It's like that whole concept of if someone cheats with you, they're going to cheat on you. So the people that are lying, stealing, turning people against you, those people will also do the same thing to them. So yep. I'm going to say I've had a lot of run-ins with the police officers also. I've had harassment by police at the behest of my family and my ex. So I am so sorry, my love. And that's the challenge. Like, I'm in a legal battle currently myself, and my lawyer is not in my corner. The law enforcement is not in my corner. And it's terrifying. And they do intentionally turn everyone against you, and they do intentionally like isolate you, and they try to hurt you. And I would love to talk to you about all that on the outside, because it's a horrifying and awful experience. I'm so sorry, my love, that you've gone through it. I understand. And people don't talk about it, and that's why people keep getting away with it. And that typically is a lot of it too, is we find the people that have our vibe, that have our frequency, because I am going to say this, those heavy chaotic power structures are falling because they can no longer be supported. hopefully that helps, and hopefully that makes sense. I've been seeing that for a minute, and I've been speaking on it, and everybody wants to say like, oh, you don't know anything or conspiracy, and I'm like, no, man, I see it on a global scale. I see it in lifelines. Like, we have come to the point, like the age of Aquarius, when we started that was the closing out of heavy patriarchal structures with the age of Pisces and Jesus. Yes, I've also done a lot of energy work. I've done a lot of energy work also for and with the collective myself. I totally get this. Yes, synchronicities. I love that our vibes are meshing like that. I do a lot of collective work with children and animals and the earth, and yeah. So I get that. I do. How's your injury treating you? I get that. Okay, hold on. I was going to think about that. So that is where you have to listen to your own tuition between what your guides are telling you and what my read gives you. Because that's the challenge of it, is you have to use that discernment of what is the right answer. I may have gotten you mixed up with someone. Hold on. Let's see what cards fell on the floor, though. The Gatherer and the Giveaway. The Gatherer. So we're gathering all of the pieces. And the Giveaway. How are we helping the collective heal and grow and learn? Sometimes that happens because it's spot the decoy. So I know that sounds super hard, but like one of the things that was coming up for us was like uncanny valley effect, and like they were having one of my friends was driving around and they saw 2 cars of the same color, of the same effect, like the same model, everything. I said, look for the one that looks like the decoy, or the one that feels not right with your soul, and that's probably the fake. So in life, when you're getting messages, you have to start figuring out which ones are for you and which ones are not. It can be, though, like, I'll say something and it'll make someone feel uneasy. I'm like, yes, because that's meant for you to go see if there's what the truth is behind that. So I don't know if any of that makes sense either, but hopefully it does. I was asking how your injury was doing, how your arm was doing. So sometimes it's also like they'll send you songs. That's why I got confused, because I was like, it was you and I that you were talking about your finger bothering you. And I was like, wait, I have to check that now, because hopefully my email helped you. Yeah. What did you do, if you don't mind me asking? And I've had to do physical therapy, and that's, oh, okay, yeah, I sent it off to you yesterday, man. I've had to do physical therapy, I get that. It's not fun. I've had broken extremities. I get that too. I'm gonna pull out the tarot and just go through there for a moment. All right, so we'll pull out the Crow Tarot. Yeah. You know, sometimes these repetitive energy, like injuries, though, come to remind us to slow down. And especially if you're a healer with Reiki and anything with your hands, they'll send you things like injuries to slow you down, to realize that you need to be using your resources for other options. 8 of Wands, messages, incoming messages, and these can be downloads, they can be intuitive nudges, they can be messages from real life people. You have messages coming in with that 8 of Wands. Ooh. Let's see. What else? Queen of Wands is being a fire sign masculine, Aries, Leo, or feminine, sorry, Queen. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, feminine. Temperance, so you have Sagittarius energy, just having patience, balance, realizing that it's all coming together. Four of Wands, this is after emotional lack. And nine of Swords, that escaping mental imprisonment. You have to take all of those swords out of your back. The Moon, there have been lots of secrets. So Vessel in Time, if we were to go off the cards coming from the Crow Tarot, there's been lots of betrayals and secrets and needing to sometimes use patience but move away from it. Like, sometimes patience is moving away from things and people, places, things that aren't serving our highest good. And that may have to do with a fire sign feminine. Maybe not. Maybe. Let's see. Whoa. Feels like flu. I understand. Sometimes it's mentally moving away too. Like, just mentally, I will tell you this. I lived in very high stress, chaotic situations. And what I would do is I would be being yelled at by my ex-husband while having earphones in, and I would be astral projecting. I'd be in the club, like mentally dancing, not being yelled at by my ex. So I understand that sometimes you can't always move away, but it's like mentally, how can you buffer the things that are coming at you too fast? Let's see. Two of Swords, you are in a stalemate. You like can't truly move one way or the other. Like, you kind of have the blindfold on, and it's just, when you bust through it though, you bring in Ace of Wands, that passion, like a passion-filled offer. There comes endings though. So you have to be willing to give up the things that are no longer serving your highest good. Let go. It's a cycle, but you have to let go. And Nine of Pentacles, this is bringing in financial wealth and stability. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you chewing the wall out here? Good God. Okay. I think. Yeah. Living in a house with a bunch of animals. Yeah. No, living in a house with a bunch of animals is, the dog was chewing the wall. The tippy tappy feet was me, but the dog was chewing the wall because. Yes, he actually does tippy tappy feet. He's actually probably mad because I'm not hanging out with him. That's what it is. You can envy the dog because he's not hanging out with me. Yeah. He's actually impatiently waiting for me to finish so that I can hang out with him. Honestly, he's not the only person that feels like that, or creature in this world, because I have a lot of people that are mad that I don't hang out with them, and I'm like, man, come on. I'm only one person. Seven of Cups. This is looking at all of those cups, all of those choices, to make sure that you're making the correct one so that you can be the star of your own life. The star is Aquarius. That is such a beautiful arcana. Aquarius is also humanitarian, like they're pushing for the greater good of the whole human race. Or the whole race, I shouldn't just say humans, but Four of Cups, again, this is being left out in the cold, just emotionally, just everybody left you. And it's really hard, but now start making better choices about what's in those cups. So, yeah. Alright. Let's see if there's any other cards that want to come out in here. Let's see what just flew out. The Hierophant, tapping into higher knowledge, tapping into that wisdom. When we think Hierophant, we think Pope, we think higher knowledge. It's that direct source to call to universe. And Vessel in Time, I may be coming to give you a different set of information on top of what your guides have given you. I may just have presented it in like a different way than you've been getting it, so that you would be willing to like re-examine what you're thinking about. Because then it'll be like, okay, well, maybe there is another option or another choice, or why didn't I think of it that way? Or Six of Wands, and looking at all of the things that have come before, all of those passions to build your future. Take stock of all of the things that you've done so far to get to this point, and make sure that you're making the right choice for you. The Fool, being willing to take a leap of faith even when things don't make sense. Being willing to say, hey, spirituality is an amazing passion. We're working on the lucrative options. We're going to heal the world in a different way, man. The Fool, be willing to look at new options, new roads, new choices. Be willing to go in the path that no one else has seen, because if we kept doing the same things that everybody else did, we would be getting the same results. Like, the only passion I have right now is spirituality as well. That's not true. Change the mindset. It all changes overnight, man. It can change overnight. It can. You don't know what your hidden talent will bring to the world. You have no idea until you bring it to the world to show them. And then they may be like, where has this been my whole life? Ten of Cups. Happiness, love, wish fulfillment. There's happiness at the end of the rainbow. When people tell you you can't, dig deeper. Like, that's all you really can do. I'm very stubborn and hard-headed. If people tell me I can't do anything, I'm going to do it twice to get pictures and post. So when people tell me I can't make money doing energy healing, you know what? I'm going to do it twice and take pictures to post. So, you get on, and you start bringing your talents to the world. You talk to people about energy healing when you're out. I talk to people all the time. I give out crystals all the time. I give out business cards all the time. I give Reiki all the time to animals, people, like everywhere. Like, I do so much energy healing all the time for free, because I know that it's all coming back. And energy healing looks weird. I don't know what age range you're in, but like for me, I was in the medical field long before I ever believed in energy healing. Like, I was definitely like hardcore drinking the Kool-Aid medicine and indoctrination and surgery and all of that. And then when I started doing energy healing and realizing that no, it's like integrated in your soul, you need to heal in with, like, you need to heal the childhood wounds, all of that, that's like how we heal ourselves, is by healing the deep stuff. you can get online and start reading. Like, it depends on what you want to do with energy healing. The High Priestess, you are the High Priestess of your own life. This is alchemization. This is how do you take all of the elements and embody your highest self. If you want to live your best life, like what does a day in your best life look like? Like, I love doing that too, is when I'm really having a hard freaking time. Oh, this is a perfect example. When I have a really hard time and I'll be like, okay, you know what, there's nothing to do today. I mean, there's always a lot to do, especially in energy healing, but like, there's nothing to do today. What if I were like a super successful business owner and this was a typical Monday? What would it look like for me? And then I live that day out, because it's like, in order to get what you want, you have to first see it with your mind, envision it, embody it, and then start living it. And when you start living the day like that's what you want to live your future like, you will start living it. Like, you have to create space for the life that you want to live. The High Priestess, use every element, use every cup to embody the life that you want. You know what though? That is the thing. The guides will sometimes you literally just have to listen to the guides, because they will reward you for following them. Yeah. So you know what? Keep pushing at it. Honestly, keep pushing at it, because there's something there for you. But you have to be willing to listen to the guides when everybody else is telling you you're crazy. You have to be willing to listen to the guides even when you're super tired and you don't want to do it. Like, your guides will tell you when to rest. Your guides will tell you when to push. And your guides will put you in the right place at the right time to get out the message that you need to get out. You have to be willing to keep the faith. Law of assumption, law of attraction, all of it. Okay, so I'll give you a tip on that in a minute. King of Wands, embodying that masculine fire energy and walking forth in bold passion. Okay, so I'm going to talk on that, and then I'm probably going to have to hop off because I got some other stuff they need to be taken care of. It sounds like there's some stuff going on out there, so probably need to address it. Like, the challenge with energy healing for financial. So like ascended masters, like the really, really, really high ascended masters, know that you can't ever charge for knowledge. Knowledge is free. You can have donations, but a lot of those ascended masters, their path are lit for them by source. Like, it seems like almost like they're so lucky, or like they're just provided for. That's because knowledge is free, and to provide it on your path means that you will be provided for. And hopefully that makes sense. Hello, how are you tonight? So it's when your guides are telling you, maybe not for financial sake, is like, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna make $1 million off of 1 million people. It has to be like, this is done with a humanitarian. And I've been doing mine for free too. And that's the whole point, is we are provided for on our journey, even when we're providing for free. We find resources, we find followers, we find people to synchronize and that speak our same message to help us have the courage. So hopefully that makes sense and doesn't sound... I can pull a few cards for you, my love, if you'd like. I'm probably not going to be on too much longer though, but if you'd like to ask a question, I can pull a card for you or two. Let's see. If you have any cards that want to come out. Vessel in Time, I hope any of that, like, I hope some of that information helps or gives you courage, or, okay, let's see what his current feelings for you are. No, nothing through there. Hold on. Ten of Wands. So 10 of Wands, you need to be moving away from that hard journey. Because it doesn't look like that's productive. It looks like that's like, it needs to be kind of put behind. So I wouldn't, let's, Page of Pentacles. So, okay, so here is, we are all as Earth releasing a lot of heavy burdens. So if the person on your mind hasn't been confessing their feelings, it looks like that might be something that you need to stop carrying. Stop carrying those burdens. Page of Pentacles, because this looks like an energy that isn't necessarily completely stable, like financially. It looks like they may just come in and waste your time. And if you want to have a good life, you may be wanting to put down those burdens that aren't going to be able to fulfill your cup. So it does look like there's feelings there, but they're kind of, so this is Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, he feels guilty. Yes, he feels bad, but he's not ready to come forth with those emotions. Like, they're not mature enough yet to come forward with like a valid offer. So yes, feeling emotional towards you, but not in like that embodiment that you may need, and definitely not financially in the embodiment that you need. He has emotions, but towards you, or could, but again, if it's creating burdens for you, you may need to put it down because it may be too heavy. Four of Cups, because it's leaving it's leaving you an emotional burden. It's leaving you feeling emotionally empty. So he may have feelings for, I would not wait for him, my love. Not if it's draining all of your cups. Not if it's not a mature, responsible energy. I wouldn't wait. It's not worth it for you to wait for him not to ever get ready. Or what if you wait and then he decides he wants to be with someone else? Don't put your life on hold for someone else to decide that they want to get it together. Five of Swords. This brings conflict, betrayal. I wouldn't wait. You have to change, because if you have people come in for you, if you have betrayals, lies, like, it's only going to lead to heartbreak. And there's such beautiful, that would not be the right person for you. If they're leaving you feeling like there's betrayal, heartbreak, like you're emotionally not filling your cups, that's not the right person for you, my love. You are the Empress. You sit in that embodied, beautiful energy, and that Queen of Cups sitting in that beautiful, emotional energy of happiness. So the Empress is Pisces, and the Queen of Cups, that's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you may have those placements, water placements within, and it looks like there's a Hierophant. So either you are the Hierophant and you need to, and that's Taurus energy, and you need to tap into higher knowledge. So don't focus on him for just a moment. Sit with you and feel what you want and you need. I understand the mind game's stuck on someone. I get it. And I've had to do that for years too, with the cycle of like, do they love me? Do they not? If they did love me, they would be with me. And they're not. So whatever it may be. And honestly, if I love them that much, I would be with them too. So you have to tap into your higher knowledge to know who is right for you. There may be a Taurus, though, that may be better suited for you. And maybe they are a Taurus too. Who knows? Three of Pentacles. Yes, it looks like, because money is tight, and if he can't eat, like, how can he entertain a relationship? the Fool, you have to be willing to go out on your own. You have to be willing to try something new. You have to be willing to be scared. Six of Wands, this is those passions that have gotten you stuck in loops. You need to let those go. So if they got if they got irritated with messages and calls, that may be because they may have other things going on. I will ask about a reunion, but I wouldn't wait for it. It can be decades, and I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people that never reunite. So the best thing is to keep moving. The Hanged Man, I would look at it in a different perspective. Change the perspective, because it's withholding your financial abundance. When you get caught up and you can't change your perspective, it's going to block your pentacles, your abundance, and it's creating financial instabilities, waiting for someone that's not ready to build with you. You can reunite, but I wouldn't suggest it, and that's okay. We all have to make our own choices and do our own thing. Eight of Wands, there's messages coming in. So, all right. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will speak with you later. I am SirenSong Lover, Lara Jo. If you would like to donate to my ministry, you can tip here. Otherwise, SirenSong Lover Cash App is capital S for Siren, capital S for Song, capital L for Lover. I hope you have a beautiful night. I hope you come back and see me, and take care. Thank you.